and gentlemen, they're legends of the streaming world. Rarely has such raw talent been seen in the history of human media. They are paragons of virtue. Please welcome to the stage the cast of Dropped Frames.
You good?
I'm good.
Hello and welcome to Drop Frames at TwitchCon! Oh, we're spread out.
Guess we can stretch out. Holy shit.
I gotta move in. So hello, I'm JP McDaniel, the host of the show. These are my co-hosts. Out of breath, Zeke.
I'm Ezekiel III. Hello.
He's our hype man.
Yeah. They could have picked a less fat hype man, I think.
You could have. Then we got Cohhcarnage. Co, how's it going?
It's going great, man. It's going great.
Carnage.
I think this is our 35th episode of the show. I never get the week right, but I think that sounds good.
That sounds horribly wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised you didn't say welcome back.
I almost said, I was joking behind the stage with production that I was going to welcome people to the wrong event. And I'm glad I got it right. So there you go. That's one check. Joining us for the first half of this is going to be Kevin Lin. He's the COO of Twitch. You might have saw him during the keynote this morning. First off, congrats on all this, man. This is an awesome accomplishment.
Amazing.
Thanks, JP. Yeah, we're pretty happy with the first TwitchCon. Hope you guys are having a good time. Excited to be on the show, so thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, so I guess just to start off, like, when did you start at Twitch? How long have you been with the company?
So I've been with the company a little over 7 years. So I joined in 2008, actually just helping Michael Seibel, who was the CEO back then, one of the co-founders, put together basically really important documents to try to raise money. So they had driven across country. I don't know if you guys know the whole history, but I'll give you a quick background. So Justin and Emmett had just sold their last company, which was a calendaring app, very similar to Google Calendar, on eBay. Probably the first company to be sold on eBay. And they decided to start something new, drove across country, spent the time thinking about what they were going to do. And this was April 2007. They had incorporated and had them over for a barbecue. And they're telling me this idea, like, yeah, Justin's going to stream 24/7. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be the most interesting show ever. Turns out, like, maybe 5% of the content was interesting. But all the while, they were building this live streaming platform. They wanted to stream walking around San Francisco, which was not a technology that really existed at the time. And they built, Kyle, one of our other co-founders, built this great little box that multiplexed across Sprint, AT&T, Singular, and Verizon. So that they could walk around and do this, carrying a big backpack of batteries to do that. And I was like, this is the weirdest idea. I don't really understand where you guys are going with it, but good luck, let me know if I can help. And I was actually working in the beverage industry at the time. And I got them their first sponsor, which was Balls Energy Drink. I don't know if you guys know Balls Energy Drink.
Balls, yeah!
There you go, yeah. Thank you, Office Depot. I drop shipped them like basically like a pallet, like 1,024 bottles of this stuff, and it was sort of their first sponsor. Like, you guys, we made it. We totally made it. We got our first sponsor. It's going to be awesome.
You got balls.
They got balls.
Awesome.
I'll tell you on the side another time the story of Justin's idea for his own energy drink. So April 2008, they asked me to help, and Michael and I went to college together, so we were good buds, and I knew he was known as Same Day Seibel. He's going to hate that I told you guys this, but he was the worst procrastinator. And I was like, well, I have my real job, so I'll meet you at 7 in the morning to help you out. But FYI, I don't know anything about the internet. I don't know how it works. I don't know how you make money. I don't know what the costs are. So we did a bunch of research over a few weeks, and I was like, okay, cool. Well, you got your presentation ready. Good luck with your fundraise. And then I'm from Louisiana, and they know this. They know I love fried chicken. They sat me down at Louisiana Fried Chicken on 3rd and King in San Francisco, right across from the ballpark. We got our food. Before I could even sit down, I didn't really know what they wanted to meet about, maybe just to hang out. Justin looks me square in the eye, and he says, you should just join us. And I was like, really taken aback. I was like, Justin, like, I'll tell you exactly what I told Michael. I don't know a thing about the internet. There are thousands of people more qualified to do this. And they're like, no, we just really want to work with people we think like really appreciate the culture we're building, can work with us, that we can trust. So I thought about it for a couple days, and May 1st got my offer, and I've been with them since. And this was early days Justin TV. We were doing all kinds of silly things. We had no idea what to do with the platform. So we were trying sports, we were trying news, we did some deals with some musicians back then, trying pretty much everything. And we had a lot of competitive pressure from all the other sites that sort of, DJ Wheat went through in the beginning of the show. And we didn't quite know what angle to really approach. And we actually tried gaming. We looked at gaming a full year before we really went in earnest after StarCraft 2 beta came out. But it just was a little too early at the time. But when StarCraft 2 came out, we were playing it constantly and watching content on other platforms. Like, this is a thing. We know this is a thing. We feel it. This is something we want to exist. Let's give it a go. And then we, unofficially launched JTV Gaming, and then officially launched it, and really went out, and talked to a lot of content creators on other platforms to figure it out. So 7 years later, here we are.
So what's your day-to-day now? Like, what does that consist of?
So I used to run a partnerships program, so basically working with our content creators, helping them grow and develop on the platform. These days, working on a lot of new projects. First and foremost, a lot of game developer work. So we're now trying to build tools for game companies to really understand what's Twitch. Like, if I do something on Twitch, what does it mean for me? What does it mean for my game? How do we think about reaching the audience more effectively? Can we do more things like rewards for broadcasters or viewers, and really building a good tool set for them. Working on a new initiative, so we've sort of been dabbling in vertical extension for content that's relevant for this audience, and we do this by surveying, by talking to the community and saying, hey, are you interested in things like music? And so we did a little bit of music stuff. So we're working on a new project. You guys probably have already seen it on the site, but we'll be announcing it pretty soon, officially. Just to sort of extend that sort of next sort of interest level of content. And then just various other things, lots of fun stuff we're working on. We do a lot of work not only for tools for game companies, but also helping them understand content. Are you interested in creating better shows to promote your game? Are you interested in esports? We can sort of talk to you about how to think about that. So that's really the point of many of my teams, is to really help game companies work with Twitch, work with the Twitch community.
Cool.
What I want to know is, who the fuck takes the blame for Zarth?
Okay.
Because I heard about that coming down the pipeline. I was like, are you kidding me? Or this is a joke, right? And they went with Twitch. I was like, like, not the hardest decision in the world.
I completely know that feel. So when we were thinking
Was it
about
you? Because I'm sorry, man. Sir, I'm sorry.
I take responsibility for making sure we didn't choose Zarth.
Thank you.
So basically, we're like, okay, we really need a new brand. We wanted a .com because we were just in .tv, but we were like, look, TV is still new. Like, who knows what's going to happen? We're not sure if it's actually, affecting our site in a negative way. Is it harder to find a .tv domain? So we crawled the internet. Actually, Bill, one of our early engineers that worked on Twitch, built a crawler to find pronounceable single-syllable words. And Zarth popped up on the list. And funny enough, if you put Zarth in Urban Dictionary, it's like an elevated state of all which is awesome or something like that. And we're like, oh, this totally, this totally works. We can call people Zarthlings. It's like great. And I'm just sitting there like,
Zarthlings.
I can't tell if you guys are serious or not, but I'm not sure this is a really good brand. I don't even know how to spell it, really. So we used it as a holding name, and really we decided on a launch date to force ourselves to think of this brand, and we locked ourselves. We were in the office till 3, 4 a.m. for weeks on end, trying to think of what a good brand name would be. And then we landed on Twitch. We started thinking about what are all the things that gamers do. What are the requirements to be a good gamer? And then we sort of landed on sort of fast twitch muscles. And are there words in here that would work? And luckily enough, we found TwitchTV.com was available. So we're like, great, that's what we'll go with.
So you guys dropped the .com? You guys decided?
We still had the domain, but we decided to go with .tv. Our thinking evolved because we said, look, it doesn't really matter. We sort of have an empty shell, right? .com domains are becoming, sort of really commoditized, or always commoditized, but we thought that the .tv domain was really starting to hit traction. There are a lot of brands using it, so we felt comfortable with it. So we decided to go with it, and we launched with this hilarious heavy metal space theme with lots of green sunbursts and things like that. And then eventually our design team went through a lot of iterations of a new brand, which we launched at E3 4, 4 years ago.
How'd you land on purple?
Yeah, why purple?
Yeah, there are a lot of different stories around that. I mean, a lot of us really just liked purple. We did want to find. We did. So I would say there's probably some confirmation bias here, but we sort of looked around and said, okay, what colors are used in the industry? Blue is used by a lot of people. Green used by a lot of people. Red used by a lot of people. Purple is pretty much wide open. So we thought, well, that's great. It's a good opportunity. Does it really work for the audience we're going for? And we discussed it at length and thought that it did. But you know, I've been using purple pen since I was like 5. I found my brother used to write calligraphy in purple for his Latin classes, and I found his old Latin notebooks in my closet when I was growing up. And so purple always stuck with me. I think Jacob was always a big fan. Emmett was always a big fan of purple too. So I think there's a little bit of bias towards it. But that's really the process that we went through.
Well, clearly it worked. When you can now take bleed in your color,
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of a home run.
Well, I gotta say, like, it's always interesting to hear like the creative process behind something so big. Like, okay, gotta have a color.
Yeah.
Red? No, you're an idiot. Get the fuck out of here. You're fired. Go. Yellow? I like where your head's at, but no. You know, I'm sure there's like arguments like, no, purple. Like someone was like, I feel it in the purple.
Green, you fall the Zarth guy.
Yeah.
You're out.
Let's talk about some of the announcements you guys made this morning at the keynote. I think the first one that everyone's most excited for is for Flash to fuck off. Like, it needs to be done.
Yes.
It's gotta be done. Early 2016 for HTML5 is what you guys are saying. Can you speak to that anymore? Like,
Yeah, we're super excited about it. I mean, we've been wanting to move away from Flash for a while. The fundamental problem for us is, you know, we have to build stuff that scales. So we have to experiment carefully. If we just pushed HTML5 to the platform, we almost inevitably would have broken something, which we're largely trying to avoid these days. So that's basically it. We've rolled it out to a small percentage of the audience to test it, to make sure it works. We're going to slowly scale it up, but our goal is by early 2016 to get it out to everybody. But we're super excited about it. It opens up a lot of flexibility for us in terms of what we can do with the player, and doesn't require any crazy Flash stuff, which is just super awesome.
would you say that's like the main focus right now behind the scenes?
It's a
of
major
Twitch?
focus for the video team, absolutely. It's something they've been focusing on for a really long time. Again, you know, at the scale that we have to deliver video, we have to make sure we do it right. But it's been a huge focus for them. Once we push it out to everybody, we'll be continually iterating on that. But it really opens up the opportunity for us to build cool features. So we're super excited.
I think one of the things that broadcasters is kind of technical, but 3500's kind of been the golden bit rate on Twitch for the longest time. You're seeing, you know, some other competitors up there saying 9,000 is what they're going with as their
Is
max.
it over 9,000?
It might be over. No, it's actually just, they made that joke too and they were idiots. They already beat you to it. But like, is that something you guys could see being raised in the future? Like 3500 is pretty limiting. It's 720p 60 is like the best you can put out at that
Yeah,
that
we
bit
think
rate.
about that a lot. For us, again, it is a scaling issue. It's something we do talk about a lot internally. The way we think about it, really, we look at the actual average bit rate. The beauty of what we do is we can look at the data, and the average bit rate people pull down is actually a fraction of 3500 even. So
Right.
we know that, you know, infrastructure is not quite there around the world. So even if you were to push a 9,000 kilobit stream, a lot of people couldn't pull it down. They'd have to scale it down anyway, or they just have a bad viewing experience. So we'll continually test the limit. We absolutely want to increase the quality. We'd love to have enough flexibility for people just to make that choice themselves, and of course support everything with good transcoding. But it is one of those things that's a hot topic. Obviously, a lot of people care about it. We certainly care about it. But we want to make sure we do it the right way.
Cool, cool. The other thing, new Whisper stuff was announced for the chat. You actually have them all, like, private messaging is really a new name for it. I think that a lot of people use on Twitch. What about some other chat features? Like, is there anything you guys are working on that you're testing in Office that you haven't really shown to the public or talked about publicly?
Yeah, I mean, you know, chat for us, obviously the big chat rooms are a huge part of the social experience. It's what makes Twitch Twitch. It's what allows us to build the culture and the community to build the culture that they do. We wanted to open up private messaging. It's a hugely requested feature from both broadcasters and viewers, and we'll expand on that certainly. Right now it's just whispers, and it makes it, you know, ever present so you can find it. It doesn't just disappear if you go away, so you don't miss it. Of course, there are things like being able to find people. That's obviously very important. Being able to add friends, being able to build a buddy list. So that's probably how almost definitely, where we'll take the product. But first and foremost, just get that out there, make sure it scales well. We're adding it to mobile immediately, which was another huge consideration for us. It's different, obviously, different UI, different UX for that. But yeah, we'll be expanding on that. We're super excited about it, and we'll see. The fortunate thing about us is we hear a lot of feedback from our community. We do a lot of outbound reach. We get a lot of inbound inquiries and feature requests. So as we roll it out, we'll listen and build what's appropriate.
Cool.
I was actually talking to someone, I'm not gonna, call her out or anything, but she basically said you were like the heart and soul of Twitch. Like she really revered you and stuff. And I just want to know, what is Twitch to you? Like the person who's kind of the head, the figurehead, or whatever. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, good question. I mean, I never thought in my life that I'd be able to do something like this. Build something that affects...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
We're a bunch of idiots talking in front of a bunch of people for some reason. We still don't know why.
No, I mean, it's family. I mean, like, the people that work at the company are friends. They're people that believe in what we do. They're incredibly passionate about it. They're actually users of the site. I think one of those weird things in the early days of Justin TV is, we don't stream, we don't really watch the content on the site. It was fun. Building a business is fun, but we weren't really passionate about it. And this is one of those things that I think Emmett always says this really well. It's like 13-year-old me would be super proud, super excited that if this existed when I was 13, it would be amazing. And I think what it really means to me is it's family. It's being able to work on something that I'm passionate about, that I love. I encourage you all to always strive for that. It's so important. But beyond that, it's really a movement. It's a cultural shift. It's an entire generation of gamers who have basically said, look, I want to be entertained with what I want to be entertained with. And you really open it up for anyone to become an entertainer, for anyone to make a show, reach an audience, build a community, and build real relationships. And that's kind of rare to find. You don't see that a lot for something that scales this much. And it's built around something that we care very much about, which is gaming. Gaming really defined my life growing up, defined a lot of our core team's life and a lot of the people we hire. It's something we do in the office together. And we want to perpetuate that. We want to break down all these stereotypes around gaming. We want to make sure that people know that playing games is not something that stifles your life in any way. Just like being encouraged to go out and play sports and somehow that's necessarily good for you and affects the rest of your life, gaming can do that too. It helps you connect with people. It helps you think strategically. It helps you hone even simple things like hand-eye coordination. But the stories you hear about how gaming has touched people and what Twitch has allowed them to do in terms of reaching other like-minded folks is really incredible. It really drives us to do what we continue to do. And I hope we can keep going. I hope we continue to evolve and adapt and grow, and more people tune in, and more people can build careers doing what they love. And that's really what pushes us to keep working hard.
Great.
Do you still find time to watch channels you like?
I do. I do. The sad truth is I haven't even had a chance to play too many games these days. I play a decent amount of Hearthstone. It's great, bite-sized, kind of play on the go. But I watch it. If you come by the Twitch office, you'll see pretty much everyone. We give people as many screens as they want, which gets out of hand sometimes. But almost always on everybody's desks, there's one screen that's dedicated, they're just watching a stream. And that's what I love about the company too. Everyone's watching, everyone's playing games. But yeah, I do get to watch. I do tune in a decent amount. Sometimes when I can't sleep, I'll turn something on, and then I definitely don't sleep, which is terrible. But that's okay.
Thankfully for us and a lot of non-Twitch businesses, also one screen is dedicated to Twitch.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yes, it's working.
He did the thing.
Sorry. One of the bigger things you guys announced is uploading on Twitch. And so, I guess to phrase the question, there's a site called YouTube. They're getting into live streaming.
I've heard of it.
You guys are a live streaming site, and you're getting into uploading VODs. What the fuck's going on? Why don't you just focus on the things that you're good at and improve that? Why go into each other's wheelhouse?
Yeah. No, I mean,
I disagree with you, by the way.
Okay.
I want it all in one spot.
I actually agree with Zeke.
Yeah. Okay. I want it all in one spot.
So-
I don't want to have to outsource my shit. I want it like, well, here's there, and you can go here. I don't have to give you like several different names.
Yep.
You know?
I use
He's
YouTube
answered
as an
my- he's
archive.
answered my
I agree. I totally agree. I just want them to both be really good instead of being mediocre at it. Like both sites have major problems with the main site, and like they're devoting to an entirely different platform. Like VOD is so much different from live streaming, and it's going to take. And you guys are like, it's a tiny, tiny step into it, right? But it's still.
There's a big tie-in here, though, because if you think about it, now with this system and the VOD upload system, with the new offline VOD thing, I mean, you can now, like, it's synergistic. It makes sense.
Right.
So, but anyway.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it. I mean, what Zeke said is very true. Like, we didn't do this because other companies are doing this. We did this because folks like you are saying, hey, like, we really want to manage our audience in one place. It just makes sense. It's something we've actually wanted to build for quite some time. But to your point, JP, we like to focus, right? We like to make sure what we do, if we're going to do it, that we're going to do it well, that we're going to continue to devote resources to it. So that's why we took so long to do it. It helps that we have additional resources now, of course, but it is something that it's probably the #1 request from our broadcasters for the last 4 years. And I'm really happy that we finally get to do it. But that's the point. The point is, if you're going to manage yourself as a gaming personality, and you're doing live, you're doing VOD, you should be able to do it all in one place. You should be able to promote it in all one place, make sure your users can find it very easily in one place, and it just kind of makes sense. So as we roll out this product, we're going to make sure we do it well. The playlist thing was a big piece of that too, because for us, you know, VOD is VOD. It's a very different experience, not only for the user, but also for the content creator. I mean, doing a live show is it's live, it's raw. You screw up, but and it's out there, and you know have these funny moments that are accidental, but that's kind of what audiences tune in for. With VOD, it's post-produced. You can make errors, you can go back, you can edit, and you push it out, and you know it's really the sharing mechanic that gets the views out there. So it's incredibly different. And as we thought about it, we said, well, look, we really love this social experience, and how do we retain that? How do we make sure people can still watch even VOD in a shared experience where they can have a conversation around it? Hence playlists. So we wanted to make sure we did those two things in conjunction.
Is there, like, I don't mean to speak like business-wise, but this is my job. I mean, is there going to be like a good monetary system?
Yeah, like, I guess the question there, is there a system in place to remember where we ran ads during a live stream?
Yes, there is. So for our archives, we'll be able to stitch in mid-rolls into where you ran your commercials. For uploaded VODs, you'll be able to put in breaks, basically, where it'll automatically pause the video and then run an ad. Of course, we definitely want to do that.
Cool.
And that'll be up to you, up to the users to decide where those breaks are.
I think one of the other things too that becomes a staple on Twitch is tips, donations, whatever you want to call them. I think one of the biggest things right now, the issues with it is chargebacks. Someone drops a $7,000 donation, and then it's just a kid who got a hold of their parents' card, and the parents, of course, cancel it, and then the broadcaster has to pay X amount of money. Like, has there ever been a conversation about bringing that type of system in-house? Like, obviously, you guys can't be a bank, but...
Yeah, we've certainly thought about it. I mean, what we really like about what we do, sort of our philosophy around these community-created tools, bots, extensions, and so on, is we love to let people do that. So we're thinking about how do we build a good system or tool set for people to be able to build those things and solve problems like this. It's clearly a problem. We hear it all the time. It's a major issue. It's an unfortunate thing that happens around tips and donations.
At charity events. I mean, it's just
yeah.
like...
No, it's
terrible.
It's terrible. Can we solve for that? Probably. We definitely think about it. We're sort of thinking about, do we work around building a tool set to allow these guys to conquer things like chargebacks and refunds? Do we build stuff in-house? I mean, inevitably, we typically like to have this ecosystem thrive. We can't pretend to know everything that people are going to want, that broadcasters want, viewers want, game companies want. So we're always happy to see when other people build it. But as things get bigger and problems arise, we start to think about how can we solve this. So I'll say we certainly think about it. But stay tuned in terms of how we tackle that issue.
Cool. And then, of course, subscriber program. I think it's always been, I remember 2 years ago people were bringing it up, 12-month rewards for long-time subs, whether it's in the chat or whether it's the the broadcasts are doing it themselves. Like, is that something for the sub program that Twitch wants to do down the line?
Or for
Yeah.
people that choose to do like 3-month blocks.
Yeah,
12-month block. Okay.
Or even just
Yeah.
rewarding a long-time sub, other than saying like, thanks for the 12 months.
Yeah, we
thanks
thought
for
a
the
lot
year.
about what else to add to the sub program, and you get all these crazy things like sub wars, and how do you make that process easier? Certainly better reward mechanisms for long-term subscribers. We thought a lot about that, but I encourage you guys all, like we try to be super available as a company, so send us your ideas, send us your thoughts. Again, we can't pretend to know exactly what the best thing to push is, so we always look to our partners to help us figure that out.
So while I got you, I got a list. So you just want to start at the top? Okay.
How about free ice cream?
That'd be
Is that
great,
on there?
yes.
Put that on there. Put that on there.
Ice cream Wednesdays.
Ice cream. Yeah.
Well, I'll pretty much build anything for us.
Okay. Ice cream Wednesdays.
Perfect.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm into it. I'm
We did it,
into
Reddit.
We did it.
I don't know what just happened. Zeke took over the thing and just...
Shut up. I hate you so much.
I brought up YouTube gaming, and obviously you guys have other competitors. Like, as a company, do you look at YouTube gaming and you're just like, shit? Or do you look at them and you like try to learn? Like, what is the general company line when you're going and looking at YouTube gaming or the other streaming sites out there?
And feel free to use profanity.
It's
I use
encouraged.
that too much in daily life. No, I think, look, it's good. Competition is good in any space. We've always had competitors that are not at first. They're certainly one of the bigger ones. The way we think about competitors is really know what they're up to. We want to know why they're building the products they're building, how they're thinking about the market, but we don't let it distract us. We'd rather do what we've always done since the beginning, which is ask you guys, like, what do you want us to do? And luckily, we have this great community that is very vocal. Sometimes it scares us a little bit. But that's what we build on. Like, we don't, someone might push out, let's say, DVR. Turns out, you know how many people use DVR? Less than 2% of the audience. Do we build DVR for that 2%? Or do we build something that affects 50, 60, 70%? Of course we're going to select that. So we're very data-driven in terms of what we do, but we're very feedback-driven in terms of how we think about features, think about new products. So like any smart company, we're very analytical about what's out in the market, what we're not doing, what they're doing, what they're not doing, what we're doing. But we're super fortunate in that we get this direct feedback that we can utilize to build cool products. I think overall it validates the space. I mean, it really acknowledges, I mean, a lot of people say that. It's a very sort of PR-y answer, but it's true. I think the more big companies that are interested in something that is happening means that it's no longer a fad. It's something that's here to stay. It's become a movement, and it can only grow and evolve. So I think, generally it's good for us. It's good for the space. It's good for the fans. It's good for the content creators to have more, more competition. That said, we like what we do, and we'll continue to do what we do. It's interesting to see the big guys fight, right? Which is a fascinating world to sort of observe. And it's really interesting. So we'll continue to keep focus. Gaming is always going to be our focus. I think that's going to be our huge advantage, is like we came from this community. We built it, we built a platform, and you guys filled it and really told us what to do. And a lot of my closest friends are in the space. A lot of my closest friends are at the company, and I can tell you it's a very driven team. That's stayed focused, that works hard, and we'll do right by what our audience and our community wants.
Great. I know we've only got you for a little bit more, so do you guys have any final questions? You good?
I love you, Kevin.
I love you too, Marcus.
Oh, great. Oh, this guy.
Sweet.
Well, more of like a comment and a thank you. I think this offline VOD thing is going to be absolutely huge. The idea of a channel being able to become basically a television channel. I mean, this is now the kind of thing where a content creator can make their own station. And that is something from the moment I started on Twitch that I thought would be incredible. And now we're going to see all these happening in unison. Of course, the second this hits, we're going to see people innovate. What are you going to do with your uploaded VODs? What are you going to do for breaks? It's really phenomenal. So a huge step in the right direction. And a lot of people are very excited for it.
Yeah, we're super excited for it too. The cool thing about Twitch is like we build things and people do insane stuff with it. Like we never saw something like VGCW even exist. And then the evolution of that with SaltyBet. and then the absolute insanity of Twitch Plays Pokemon. Like every year something really weird happens, and we're always super excited to see that. We try to learn from it. So no, I mean we're thrilled to be pushing it out. Thrilled that we're sort of adding the next layer for our content creators, and we'll continue to build cool stuff for you guys.
Awesome.
So if you had your like dream thing happen, where would you see Twitch in 5 years?
My dream scenario is, Twitch
No, I wouldn't work there. I'm out. I'm gone by then. I'm in Fiji, motherfucker.
No, I think it's sort of squishy in my head. I mean, I think we love what we do. We want to keep doing what we're doing. So if we're still around in 5 years, that's enough for me. What I'm hoping is that we've really transformed like the face of media. I mean, that sounds really broad, but how people create content, how people consume content, that will evolve tremendously over 5 years. Right now, what we do is live, and of course we're getting into VOD. VOD is very well established already. What happens in the future? What happens with VR? What happens with AR? What do we do there? But more importantly, it's can we really extend this into other verticals? Can we change the face of content? Can we change it so that people are really connecting with the content creators? More and more content creators can make a living off of this. Things like esports. Can esports become a really big thing and really sort of drive this larger momentum of like gaming is cool. Gaming is a thing that is no longer something you do in solitary, something that's shunned by your parents. We want to break all that down and then really see where we can go with the platform in terms of what other content verticals are exciting for you guys. We can't guess that again, but I think we'll listen, we'll see what's out there, and we'll continue to evolve that. But we want entertainment to be interactive, and that's something that I think we have. I'll say we figured it out. I'll also admit that it is a very weird thing that we still think a lot about and try to understand, and how does that evolve? But dream scenario is Twitch is big. Twitch is bigger than most television stations out there. Hundreds of millions of people around the world are tuning in and connecting around content that they love. Millions of broadcasters are making money on the platform, making a good living on it, and you guys are having fun. That's all that really matters to us.
Cool.
Amazing.
Final question. I know we're only halfway through day one of 2015. Is there going to be another one of these things?
I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we do another one?
I guess the follow-up is it
All right.
only going to be in San Fran?
I guess we'll do another one then.
Las Vegas. I'm with the Scoot, yes. Vegas.
Oh no. Okay. Well, the crowd has spoken, so.
Have you thought of other locations?
You heard it here
I mean,
first. Drop Frames announcement.
What's that?
There we go. Boom.
Have you thought of other locations? I mean, Europe, you guys have a huge presence over there.
Yeah, I mean, we have a huge audience in Europe. Definitely thinking about it.
How about flying partners over there?
Yeah, maybe. No, certainly.
work something out.
We want to go where our audience is. I mean, the purpose of TwitchCon is to bring everybody together to celebrate Twitch, to celebrate the community, to celebrate this weird thing that's happening on the internet, and bring it to real life. Connect broadcasters with each other, connect broadcasters with fans, and fans with fans, and just build on that, this great culture that's happening. So we want to extend it. Europe, entirely possible. Asia, entirely possible. We want to make sure we do it right. I think you're pretty pleased with what's going on today. Happy that it's going off pretty smoothly. Happy that so many people have showed up. So we'll do more.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Thanks so much
It's
for
been
coming on, man.
fantastic.
Round of
Thanks, guys.
applause for
Thank
Kevin.
you.
Thanks so much, man.
Love your show.
So we got another. Do what?
They give you a little pat.
Yeah, man.
Wait, we have more show?
Yeah, man. We're here for another hour.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Sit back down. I'm not done with you. All right. Let's talk about this VOD thing. You guys are into this?
Dude, I am so into this.
You know,
I'm loving it.
I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate, but you don't think it cheapens the live broadcaster experience by putting VOD onto a live streaming platform?
I think that a lot of channels on Twitch have an active community that persists after the broadcast, and I think giving them a venue to where we can put potentially unique offline content onto our channel is incredible. I mean, I've already been talking to my mod team about ideas, putting in 30-second snippets where you announce a giveaway offline, to go to some link and enter there, and it's only for the people that are watching then, or to put a 15-second break where it's just a schedule for that day, and you can see that week if you have a playthrough that's going to be offline that maybe you missed live, you'll be able to experience with a live chat. I mean, the amount of doors that a system like this opens to people with creative minds, which I wish mine was more, because I can only, the tip of the iceberg is what I'm thinking of, is really phenomenal. And more importantly, it's excellent to see Twitch working towards tools like that.
Right.
Because this is it's a Swiss Army knife. I mean, everyone's going to use this differently. Some people are just going to pop their VODs up. Some people are going to make highlight reels. Some people are probably going to make, you know, like think about going out of town now. You can structure an entire, you know, hey, we're doing the Metal Gear weekend where all of the Metal Gear 1 playthroughs back to back and contests between them and, you know, new announcements, and, you know, you can do a 30-second headshot where you're thanking people for watching offline. So many things can come from this.
I think it'll be cool too, like when broadcasters go away to an event like this for 5 days, their channel can stay active.
Yep.
And it'll help the broadcaster as well as whoever wants to watch it. Maybe they'll catch it for the first time.
You can even spend that week making new content.
Right.
So when you're off, when you're out doing something like this, people are in your channel watching things they've never seen before.
Well, that's the other thing too. I immediately thought of, you know, if you want to bring big YouTubers over that have it started on Twitch, imagine like whatever YouTube series you love, they launch it live on Twitch with the community there in the chat, and they're interacting with the chat as like whatever series is playing right there in front of them.
Exactly.
Right, yeah, they can watch like a pre-recorded thing,
Yeah.
but it's like first
brand new.
exclusive time ever, and everybody can experience it for the first time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, I think that's an immediate
Together,
instance that you'll see.
not
Another
just
big
comment
thing,
after it's done.
A lot of times recorded embargoes lift significantly earlier than the live streaming. So we could actually put that on our channels and play that, you know, at the same time. So it
I didn't
basically
even think of that. Yeah,
it basically
that's
erases the whole YouTube before Twitch thing. Another fantastic side effect of that.
I think like the nail on the head was they don't know how the people are going to use it, and we don't know how people are going to use it. Like all it takes is one person to have that amazing fucking idea, and like Twitch Plays Pokemon is
And
born.
that's another thing. It's so great to see when one channel comes up with something really cool. I mean, it ripples. It's a ripple.
Oh yeah, everyone copies
and
the
then
shit out of it.
they copy the shit out of it. More importantly, a lot of people tend to innovate as well. So it's not just, you know, I'm going to rip this off from this. You know, a large majority of broadcasters will say, okay, I'm going to take that idea and I'm going to add my own spin to it, or I'm going to take it to the next level, or that's a good idea for my new idea, and kind of go from there. So again, this is going to be a sandbox of tools for us to play with, and it's going to be so much fun to see what people do.
What have you been doing at TwitchCon? You were almost late to the panel, so I have to ask, like, what the fuck have you been doing?
Honestly, like, just bullshitting with people. I'm not kidding you. Like, in between, like, stuff that is scheduled, like, I'm on the floor, I'm outside, I'm like, I haven't left this, like, block at all, because I am here to, you know, meet people and, like, fucking talk about video games and shit.
Yeah.
And I love that, you know, talk about, like, whatever, just because this is us. This is, you know, like, for us, by us kind of a thing. And I'm having the fucking time of my life. That's what I'm doing. Also, and I wish I wasn't part of so many panels so I could be watching more of them, you know?
I think that's the one thing that I hear a lot of broadcasters that I've talked to already today. Like, they're one saying that they're so busy and they're so tired, but, like, this is the most work they've done in the convention. They couldn't be happier to be on as many panels as they're on, or as many meetings that they've set up. Twitch has been awesome and has helped a lot of broadcasters, you know, get in a room with a major fast food retailer like I was earlier today, and they just want to hear me talk about Twitch. That's the only reason I'm there, is just to talk about what I do. It's fucking amazing. It's fascinating.
I got interviewed by Playboy. Playboy was like, so for our viewing audience, and I was like, oh, so like my dad? It's like, explain what Twitch is. And I was like, all right, let me sum up for you.
Was that a video? Was that?
No, it was just recording.
Oh, okay.
Recorded interview.
So you're gonna show up in Playboy?
We can only hope.
Well, I got the tits now. I've gained a lot of weight.
Jesus Christ.
Can you shake your head at me?
No, not here. Not yet, at least. Not yet.
Not yet.
I have to be honest, I'm very excited that you're here because you carried me through the PJ Sultan stream earlier.
How did that go? I didn't get to watch it.
We're both in the finals.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep. It's me, I was going to say PJ. Me, JP. PJJP, come
There
on.
was the head shake, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ms. Vixen and Future Man.
Nice.
Can we talk about Miss Vixen for a second?
Let's not, because it'll just fucking anger me. It'll just make bile come up into my throat, because, like, she coasted through the first one in fucking South by having the Switch controller debacle, and then she boned you by having the first legendary in Hearthstone pack opening contest. Give me a fucking break. And now she's like, we're gonna get her out of the competition. Watch, and she shows up.
So,
Hey, Zeke, how do you feel about it?
dude, it's pretty. This is what happened. We showed up, and for whatever reason, she was late. She got told the wrong time, and it was what, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, whatever time it was. Jericho's there. Jericho has a signing at the same time that we're supposed to start playing, just a misschedule, and Miss Vixen's not. So we're like, okay, we'll have Jericho choose the first competitor. We'll have him choose Miss Vixen. He'll win. He'll go into the finals, go do a signing. And so Wheat, for whatever reason, says, let's do a countdown, and starts counting down from 10 to 1 for Miss Vixen to show up, or Jericho's going to automatically advance. Out of fucking nowhere, this was not scripted, Miss Vixen runs on stage and sits down and gets an auto buy into the finals because Jericho has to go to a signing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Puke.
Yeah.
That is pretty incredible.
She was there for 5 seconds. She's in the
You know,
finals.
you
She
guys,
was- seriously, she's like, oh, I get to go?
I'm so
Okay.
jealous.
you guys
I gotta
don't
go do another
understand.
thing.
She is going to win.
I know.
You know, I mean, we know this.
I will straight up murder her if she does. Kidding, I'm kidding.
No,
I won't
another-
murder anybody.
can't
Another
just
Drop
say stuff
Frames
like that,
announcement?
I take it all back.
Yeah. But yeah, they told us that all the games for tomorrow have been created specifically for the PJ Sultan event.
Created?
Yep.
So I don't know what that means.
I don't either. Does
I'm thinking like they could have done something to Mario Maker.
Oh.
Like that could be there. Like that's the perfect thing, right?
You just had Bashi training. What are you doing?
No,
Like,
it doesn't mean I'm any good.
that's true.
He hasn't thought
It's
about
like you beat your head against a brick wall. Eventually, the brick wall will fall down.
That's true.
the other thing. I got to ask. We were talking about it last Drop Frames. You said you weren't nervous for H1Z1 tomorrow.
No,
Are you just like bullshitting?
not at all. I think it's going to be a blast. Dude, I've been wanting to play H1Z1 in like,
I knew I didn't
I'm
like
going to call it like a clean room environment. You know, like no stream snipers,
Right.
no teaming. Like this is heaven for me. Are you kidding? This is great. I can't wait to play it. I can't wait to play it.
How do you think you're going to do?
I'm going to win it.
How many people are in it?
60.
Just me.
Just
No,
60?
I think it's
60
40.
people, yeah.
60?
Yeah.
Okay. No, here's the thing.
100 bucks if you get top 10.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right.
You know, I get 2 chances, right?
What's that?
I get 2 chances. There's 2 games.
Yeah, there's.
And this deal's for both of them. So
All
it's
right.
200 if I get top 10 twice.
Yep.
And I'm not paying you shit
I'm
if
not
I
backing
don't.
out.
Okay, good.
I said what I said, but that's all right.
But no, it's you know, I'm honestly more excited to just see what happens. There are so many big names, and they're all
man.
so serious. And there's people in, like, I've talked to one guy who almost started shaking when he was telling me how nervous he was.
Dude, people
and
are
I was
freaking
just
out,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna kill you first.
It's
Tell everybody to do it.
it's crazy because there's people that have played, you know, like 1,000 hours, 1,500 hours, and the pressure on those guys by the Twitch community and by their community
The
is
dedicated H1Z1
like, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And the money, I think it's up to like 170,000 now, so just shy of 20,000 for first place.
I gotta
That's
say, though,
life-changing money.
amazing, like Daybreak has continually kind of shown how developers can work with Twitch. Just
Right.
time and time again, even back when they were still Sony. Just the ways that they can interact with streamers, with what we're doing. And it's been amazing to see the H1Z1 category in the last month on Twitch. It has just had this steady increase out of nowhere.
It has,
Every
yeah.
channel in the top 10 is just hyped about the Invitational. I mean, they're building their own hype community inside of Twitch. And, you know, people will go between channels when they're playing each other, and it's so much fun to watch. I can't wait. But yeah, back to the tournament, man. It's gonna be so fun to see, like, you know, Summit, and the Sexy Hexy's really good,
Yeah.
and we've got, like, you know, all these
OP,
really
there's a billion.
good people are gonna be playing.
Yeah.
So to kind of see how they all do it and how they all approach it, and, you know, who's gonna mess around and who's not, and who's gonna be dead serious, and it's gonna be cool.
It's funny too, because like in the rules, one of the rules is no touching other broadcasters.
Yes, which is good.
I'm glad I backed out then.
I
I would have
dude,
been like unplugging mice and
Well, no, that's the other thing
I was
too.
kind of disappointed because I actually packed a giant wooden paddle. So Like, the whole plan was to just kind of lean over.
I'm pretty sure too. They like
Have one of those grabbers like with a
the
squeeze.
little
like,
robot
yeah,
grabbers.
Yeah. You should have done those. That would have been good.
Just pull the mouse out from under the.
Yeah, they've even gone as far as to I think like protect all the USB devices so you can't unplug them. So.
No, the Daybreak is
They're,
being
like, super serious.
so good about these rules. Like they listen. They sent out actually like a pre thing. Like these are what we're going to do.
Right.
And then they had a bunch of people go, like, hey, we need clarification here, here, and here. And like less than a week later, they're like, here are the revised rules that everyone will love. And it's just like we could have asked for more from a tournament perspective.
That's
so.
at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. I think you can watch it right here in this theater.
Yep.
I think on this same stream as well. So that should be a lot of fun. I think for me that might be the highlight of this event.
Oh, so you can like sit here, watch it up here while
Yeah,
they're doing
they got a full broadcaster like D-Man, Golden Boy,
They got people
and Jimmy are all
shoutcasting.
going to
It's gonna-
cast
it's
it and
gonna
all
be
that
really
stuff.
fucking
So
A, man. It's cool.
it should be pretty insane. Like I almost want to just like Molotov myself at the beginning so I could just watch the rest of the event.
I know, seriously. It's funny that you say that because I was talking to someone and I was kind of like, I kind of hope I die early.
Yeah.
Just because I really do want to see. Like, I
Dude,
want
the
to
final
watch.
10 is going to be insane.
Yeah.
Like each death is literally multiple thousands of dollars being added on
Like a
if you
poker
live.
tournament. Like
Can
there's
you
no-
imagine how they're going to feel, the top 10 players? Like, I get shaky on a regular game. Like, to have money on the line in the top 10 and everyone's crouched down and no one's died for 5 minutes, and everyone's just,
Yeah, they're just sitting in their bush like
yeah.
for 5 minutes straight and then moving like to the next bush. It's going to be a very passive game too, I think.
Yep. But it's between Daybreak and the Arc guys. I mean, in these last few months, we have seen these kind of tournaments that kind of hook into Twitch, and I really hope other companies are paying attention because every one of them has been successful. They've only brought huge amounts of PR to the title. It's like this could really be the snowball rolling down the hill of something a lot bigger. I could see games starting on Twitch with big tournaments when they come out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's going to completely change the game.
It's going to be crazy.
I would love to see that. I think that'd be fucking phenomenal to have like a game that no one's ever played, but have a tournament right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, like
you're just like sitting there like Super Mario Brothers 3, like Wizard style, man. Oh, that'd be fantastic.
What movie was that from?
The Wizard.
It's the Wizard? Yeah.
they should do that. I hope they do that for the Sultan thing tomorrow when they announce the game.
Reveal a new game.
Yeah.
Watch it.
I'm good right off the bat at most things, and then I just peter out like completely.
You were good at Duck Game, man. You carried me through that. It was good.
Try, baby.
What about show? Thank you.
Well, you don't like that?
No.
Don't like that?
I put you two on the couch so you couldn't touch me, Zeke. There's a reason it's set up like.
I don't like to be touched. I am JP, and I'm very particular about things.
What have you guys seen on the show floor? I haven't been around. I know the first floor is kind of where everything's at, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what's there? Like, describe.
Yeah, no, like the second and third floor are mostly for like this, like,
Okay.
theaters, I think, right? For the most part. But the second floor, is that where the artists are? The artist stuff is?
Second floor is like the charity center,
Is third?
education center.
Okay, I didn't know if it was second or third, but that's what I was like, I love that shit. I was walking around looking at all like the original work and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And
I saw-
if I have a minute, I'm like gonna go and like see if I can buy prints and shit like that. I'm very excited to see like an artist representation here at TwitchCon.
Did you see Gears' Emmett?
Yes,
That's the best one.
dude. I went,
It's so
I know
good.
that guy.
It's so good.
Well, no oven.
But like downstairs, like what exhibitors are here? I saw like a big StarCraft 2 place. I haven't been by to play that or check it out. But what have you guys even walked around on the bottom of the show floor?
I've got to be honest, man. I got in here at 10 and I've been doing panels and events ever since.
All right.
So
well,
I have not yet had a chance to
That
walk
just
it.
means we're gonna do like 10 minutes more of questions because we have nothing else to talk
Sounds
about.
good.
Speaking of panels, we got a panel right over this.
Yeah. You're gonna have to leave a little bit early, I think, but we'll figure that out when we get to
We'll
it.
figure
So
it out.
I think we're gonna do questions. They're not ready back behind the stage for this, but we're ready. So I think right here in these two aisles, if you want
let's
to
do
line
this. I'm
up,
gonna do
they'll
it.
bring you a mic, and then you can ask said question. We might have to wait for them to come out with that. They're working on it.
Or
in the air.
do they just say questions like no mic?
No, they're coming with the mic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just hands and yell. Yeah, exactly.
No, I just started early. I'm the asshole.
Well, but you've walked the floor.
I've seen it, yeah, but I mean, it's kind of bare bones. Like there's a lot of things here, but I think everyone involved at this event is like, what the fuck is TwitchCon gonna be? Oh, over there. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah. Question peoples.
Oh, wow, I totally
Two sides.
fucked
Oh,
that
there
up.
too. Yeah, great. Okay. Perfect.
There you go. But yeah, I think everyone's kind of like, what is TwitchCon going to be? And Twitch is thinking that, like we're thinking that. I think everyone coming to the event is thinking that.
Did you look at Paladin?
Not yet.
See, I'm very kind of, I'm hyped about what Paladin is doing.
Yeah.
Because I had never heard of Paladin
I haven't either.
before TwitchCon.
Is that
and I
like
went down there and I was like, oh, what's this?
Is that a third-person MOBA? What is that?
It's a class-based. It's Overwatch Battleborn. It's a new challenger
it's one of those.
in
Okay.
the class-based multiplayer shooter kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And it's actually made by the guys that make Smite.
Oh, okay.
So,
Interesting.
I mean, and they have a very established esports community behind them. So it's going to be very interesting to see someone with that background kind of enter this arena, which we've talked about on past shows.
Yeah.
We've got Battleborn, Overwatch, Gigantic. Like, we are going to be flooded with class-based multiplayer arena shooters
We really
in like
are,
a
yeah.
year's time. So now that we have like an actual serious esports contender coming behind it, it'll be interesting to kind of see how that mixes everything up.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Let's start over here. First question.
Oh, hello. I thought I was going to hold it. Okay. Hi, me
Hi,
again.
Debstep.
Hi, I'm Debstep. I'm from Virginia. And since the last time I saw you guys, my channel has grown a lot, which has been really, really exciting.
Congrats.
And thanks. And so I can also play a lot more games since my computer is more awesome. Thanks, Co. And I want to know, how do you make a schedule? How do you choose what games you're going to play? Because now there's so many.
I think you're probably the best one to answer that.
Sure. So there's